Hello and welcome. And you might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, let's stop this now. John, there was no episode last week. Well, we know that. We know there wasn't an episode last week. And before you jump all over us going, you slackers, we had some technical issues. If you could tell from the episode before, it is not your fault. It is computer's fault. Computers doing computer crap. Skynet trying to take us down. It's become self-aware and it's a prude.
Why is it only my computer is a prude?
I don't know. I don't know what you're teaching your computer, why it's a prude. But anyway, we're here. We're the Dinks with Kinks. I am your host, John Undera, and joining me, as always, the very uniformed Mr. Shep.
Pourquoi? Good evening, I guess.
And the always enticing eye candy, Miss Rebecca.
Ah, hello.
Oh my.
See, as you tell, I got uniform in there and then eye candy. Because, you know, uniforms are eye candy.
Mm-hmm.
Are they, though?
They are. Well, they are to some people, I would imagine.
Some of us, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty partial. And for y'all to know, we are recording. This is the second time we've recorded this episode, so if things seemed a little rehearsed, we did wait long enough that I no longer remember what we talked about.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
well, it's not yesterday, so neither do I, so we're okay.
Yeah, it only takes about a day or so before I forget everything we've talked about.
Gotcha. Well, maybe it's because this is my kink. I remember everything.
Good, you can lead us through this. Why don't you go ahead and explain to us what a uniform fetish is? Is it like when everything's
is that what we're
up?
talking about tonight? Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I like when things are straight, like in order. So
listen, it's 2021. It's 2021. Let's not.
Maybe it's mean equally symmetrical in all fashions and forms.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's paraphilia, right? Is that how you say it correctly?
Paraphilia.
I never say paraphilia.
John didn't say it, so
it.
you're probably doing it right.
Yeah, I didn't say it, so you're good.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
No.
Exhibitionism.
Expositionism.
That's the one I know. Yay.
Yeah.
I actually have this fetish. I am very turned on by naval dress whites. And for those of you who aren't military inclined, naval dress whites it's very specific. It is a naval officer and it's their summer formal uniform. So that you only see Navy officers wear this in a formal setting during the summer. And yeah,
So what you're saying is
nothing gets my motor running like that.
When they're trying to impress their uppers.
It's not my belly button in a summer dress.
No.
White dress. Okay, just making sure. When you said naval, you were talking about the Navy, not my belly button.
The Navy, yes.
You can sail the 7 seas. Nope. We're not going there. We're not doing this. Not today. So, this is a paraphilia. And it doesn't just have to be military uniforms. It could be any type of uniform. It goes with everything from like military uniforms, policeman uniforms, firemen, or lack thereof. Maid uniform. Is a very popular male fantasy, and some females, ladies like the maid uniforms.
And since the viewers can't,
like firemen.
I was gonna, let people know why she suddenly went silent. There is because her pussy went a little crazy, so she had to go take care of that.
Oh my god!
And the best part is, he's not lying.
My cat was deciding she wanted to eat the art. So.
Listen. Whatever euphemisms you want to say, when we're doing a fetish about we're doing an episode about your fetish, let's calm your pussy down.
I I just thinking about it just
When it
makes
wants
it
to
all.
eat art.
So
I'm so excited I want to eat art.
this is a pretty simple fetish. Just like as far as like the aspect of why, I think it has a lot to do with just like memory triggers, or memory representation, and mental images you have of yourself. Like, so let's say you are attracted to power or respect. Military uniforms are both a visual sign of power and respect. Just like if you took a maid outfit, submission, servitude.
Yeah.
It is a memory. It's something that you associate. It's a memory association fetish, and paraphilia.
Do you think so?
I really think so.
I mean, I'm a naval brat, so that might have something to do with it. But I don't
So
know.
what you're saying is, you were around naval uniforms growing up while all your wires were connecting to one another.
Yes.
Like, things that you liked as a child turned into things that turn you on as an adult.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I love dress whites. I'm okay with dress blues too, but dress whites are.
Okay. Well, that's not.
Yeah.
I wonder
the least
why,
racist.
though.
That's not
Why
the least bit
specifics?
racist.
I don't know.
because
I didn't really start. It didn't really start turning me on like it does now until I was older, till I was like in my late 20s. When I think it's when I actually started exploring like my sub part of. I think maybe it's because it does command respect, and dress whites are. Because they're white and because they have to be pressed a certain way and they have to be worn a certain way. It's very meticulous in how they wear it. It's very sharp. It's very clean. It's very put. So I don't know. I feel like
Much like your spreadsheets and stuff.
I was about to say. So what you're saying is it's perfect for someone with a Type A personality that's submissive, who is attracted to power that's not humiliating power, but submissive power. Like,
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Look at all those dots we're connecting.
Oh, I feel a little under the spotlight right now.
Well, then let's diverge because we're
No,
focusing
you're
on
good.
just the Navy. I mean,
Yeah,
there are so many uniforms out there. We'd be remiss if we didn't.
I think
People
we need
have.
to-
Dabble-
I find
dabble a
it
little bit
surprisingly like the firemen and the policemen fetish. Like people are really into firemen and policemen. I mean, look at like all the male dancers.
Well,
Like
not so much in 2020 and 2021. but
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think, I don't
mean-
think that's anything to do with the fetish. I just think that has to do with political stuff that we won't discuss on this podcast.
No, we are not. We're going to focus in on the kinky aspect of it.
But until he said the word political and actually brought up that kind of thing, yes, she was right. You see them a lot in the male strip clubs and such, where those are the uniforms focused upon.
I think that is like the whole uniform thing is, especially maybe on a female aspect, is that they're getting rescued. Like their knight in shining armor, that this big hunky man and is in the position to save them. That I.
It is the opposite of the damsel in distress. It's the hero fetish.
Yeah.
So I think.
And then,
at which-
well, then the opposite, though. Sorry, but that.
Oh,
But since
go
we said
ahead.
policeman outfit, police women, the men look to be dominated by the police women. Because it's the women in power in the power uniform.
Oh yeah, and I'll say even men with firemen, very in the homosexual community, those roles still very much play a huge part in those fetish. And this is one fetish that I don't believe is very gender specific. Like there's a lot of fetishes that you can kind of look at, like you're either on one side or the other, or typically more females have this fetish, or typically more males have this fetish. I think this is one of those. Everybody could have this fetish, and it is equally found in both male and female. Because we've discussed stuff in the past where it's like typically this is a male-dominated fetish or this is a female-dominated fetish. Yeah, I think this one transcends gender, and I love it.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, I think that's very true. That I also think it's a uniform represents like a persona, and it's also sort of sexy to think of them getting in under their persona. Does that make sense? Like getting naked, like taking off the uniform or whatnot.
Oh, yeah,
I think that's
you're peeling the onion, as Shrek would say.
And then, of course, go ahead.
You're getting inside to the gooey nougat that is them as a person. So if you're getting somebody out of the uniform, you almost feeling more connected to them because you're seeing them almost vulnerable. And
did you just describe it as gooey nougat? Is that what you just described? I don't.
Yeah, I think you lost me at gooey nougat. I was like, I don't.
That's for last episode when you said wet.
I don't know why that bothers you so much.
I have no
why does
idea
it bother
why.
you? Like, does it bother you to think that I get wet? Like, does that bother you? What? Like, I'm not quite sure.
It was just how you said it. Something how you said it just sounded so like nurse technical, and then I thought of my mom, and then that was instantly turn off. I do not have an Oedipus complex by any stretch of the means.
Shep, help! What? He just compared me to his mom.
That's what it reminded me of.
Oh, so should I say moist?
Yes, I'm into that.
Okay.
I need a few
Shep,
more
how are you
sips,
doing
and then I
tonight?
can come back in on this.
Shep, what do you think of uniforms?
Shep,
Like,
do you
as far
prefer
as-
moist or wet? What do you prefer?
Yeah, what do you prefer, Shep? In this weigh in on this moist or wet?
First one, then the other, of course. It's progression.
Nice,
enough.
very nice.
You know what?
Very
Fair
nice.
enough.
Damn right. But, as I was going to say, now that I've had a few more sips of wine to get past the nougat thing.
Get really into the cream of it, Shep.
And away from mommy complexes and such. Anyways. I was going to say that this actually does meld well with role-playing as well.
It really
It's just unlike role-playing, this is a very fixated aspect of role-playing, specifically around uniforms.
Well, I think with any pair of... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And it's not just military and stuff that we've been talking about. This also is uniforms, as in, we mentioned the maid outfits and anything that can be described as a uniform.
Nurse outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Nurse
Candy,
is a great one for... Yeah,
candy stripe nurse, from that was the old days. That was the sexy
Oh,
thing there.
Hello, nurse. But I think with any paraphilia, most of them are very fixated points. Like for say, I have a paraphilia. I have a pantyhose fetish. I have a very precise opinion, and I have a very precise opinion, and I'm very particular of my fetish because I have that fetish and it's mine. Just like with Rebecca, she has this fetish, but she knows exactly what she wants and what she likes, and that's very true with a lot of fetishes. They're like they get almost obsessively hyper focused, which is okay. I mean,
when it comes to uniforms, we can blame some of that obsessive hyper focused on goddamn Baywatch.
Baywatch! Oh my god. The red bathing suit.
The lifeguards.
Hold on, John.
motion.
Hold on, John's. We'll be back in a second. Give me a minute.
I'm just thinking of slow motion David Hoffman.
David Hasselhoff.
David Hoffman?
Hasselhoff.
Who the hell is David Hoffman?
I know it's David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was picturing him in slow motion, and it just kind of I got lost in it.
And as we said before, even the UPS guys, the mailman, old days milkman. I mean, all uniforms that have had people fixate on them for one reason or another.
Oh, absolutely. And
I mean, milkman's easy though, because I mean, he delivers your cream, baby.
No, absolutely. And I think this is where it boils down to the difference between a kink and a fetish. Like a kink, with this particular fetish, dressing up and role playing, like Shep was talking about, the role play aspect of it would be the kink of like uniforms. Like I'm wearing a police officer and we're gonna role play that situation. That would be a kink. But the fact that I feel like if you saw anyone in naval whites,
it's visceral. It is raw. It is like, not saying that I would fuck every person I saw in dress whites, but it's like, I don't know, like maybe it is the same for you in pantyhose, John. But like when I see dress whites, it's that insta like lust. It's not even just like a turn on. It's just that.
You don't even see the person. You see the outfit, and that's what arouses you.
Oh,
yeah.
so
yes.
So you wouldn't though, huh? Okay, let me empty out this cart then.
Oh,
but I know. Exactly
I mean, you
what
of
you're
course.
I was shopping for a minute there.
Like that's exactly how it is. Like I have a pantyhose fetish, and so that's how I'm really putting it into like my perspective. Is I could just see the legs. I don't even have to see who's attached to them.
No,
and I'm immediately aroused.
Yes.
Just knowing they're there, and it's almost primal how visceral it is.
Yes. And it's hard to explain. It especially when it's something of an object like that, like pantyhose or a uniform such as that. But it's like I want to sink my teeth. It is very primal. It is very much like in your gut, like fire type feeling. That I think that's the difference. Like, except when that's like my fetish, but in a kink, it's like, oh, that sounds like fun. Let's try that tonight. You know, I think that's.
So what you're saying is you want our audience to send you pictures of people in naval white uniforms to our Twitter at Dinks with Kinks. Just tag naval uniforms at Dinks with Kinks on Twitter, so Rebecca can get her jollies.
I don't even know if I could handle it.
So
I don't
Rebecca
even
can
know.
push you down on the floor and say, "Saddle up, boy. We're going for a ride on the high seas."
Right. I feel like the sub would go out the window at that moment. I feel like that would be the one situation where I'd be like, no, let's go.
But I will say that I mean I
Mama's going sailing. Hold on tight.
I'm very dominant in the bedroom, but if somebody with a pair of pantyhose came at me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, whatever. You want to do that? Cool, let's do it.
What about if they have pantyhose on their arms? Does that have to be on the legs? Or can they have them on the arms?
I mean, I don't know. It's never come up.
Oh.
But encasement is kind of hot.
See, I was wondering if it's location and article specific or just article specific.
Typically legs, or,
Because, somebody likes to rob convenience stores, they sometimes have them over their head.
So
would that be a thing?
This is where we're going to talk about the fixation of a fetish. Because, and we're way off subject uniforms, but as far as like fixation, what you're talking about right there is a nylon hood.
We're very uniform in our progression, though.
Yeah. I mean, technically, a robber. We'll connect the dots. But that fixation, that is a very specific fetish, and people have that. I've talked to people with that fetish for over the face.
For me, I, though, respect enlisted officers, though I respect them, and I have, all types of respect for them. I'm not turned on by that. Like if you see the enlisted sailors in their uniforms, that's not something that just it's very different. My reaction's very different. But when I see an officer, I'm like, hello. So it's not just, oh, I see a Navy guy in his whites, because whites could mean a lot of things depending on their rank. So, and it's not all officers. It's not any officers. It's just specifically naval officers. I don't know what it is.
When you send those pictures, get it right.
Summer
Navy dress whites. Everyone.
Summer Navy dress whites.
Whites.
All right,
I'm starting to think our fans don't talk to me because we say all these things and nobody says anything.
So, well, you know what? Our audience sometimes are very shy and very private, and that's okay.
That is okay.
Yeah.
I love you all.
Some just come to listen for my awesome puns. Okay, that's the only reason they're here. They're not even geeky individuals. They're just here to hear my awesome puns and how funny they are. They're the funniest things in the world, aren't they, Shep?
Oh.
What? Oh. Sorry, I phased out for a second there. I heard some weird things and I couldn't make sense of them.
So any fetish, you want to make sure that you go at this safely and responsibly. And, this is a very playful fetish that, there's not a lot of danger in it. The only real dangers you run into is, like, impersonation, which is criminal. You don't want to be out and about impersonating a military personnel or police or firefighters. You don't want to be doing that. But behind closed doors, you could be whatever you like. You want to be a police officer, you be a police officer. You want to be a naval officer, you be a naval officer, and we'll salute you. As long as you're behind closed doors. And it's for sexual purposes only. And there's no home invasion involved. You're not doing any criminal acts. I think that's really the only dangerous stuff, is making sure you're just not breaking the law.
You want to go through the full spectrum of the YMCA song? You do it.
Oh.
I love you.
Construction work is where it's at.
Yes.
Big, burly women all dressed in that yellow vest thing.
Especially when you have the heavy construction belt that pulls down the back, just that perfect amount of butt crack.
The boots.
Boots.
Yeah.
You
the steel-toe boots. Yeah.
The short shorts that are pulled down on a skinless built male body.
Did you say skinless?
UPS guys? Or is that FedEx guys?
Sorry.
Wow.
Again, got lost in my own fantasy.
It's like skinless. Damn.
You guys are figuring out how I like it. Give me that skinless.
All right, Hannibal.
Uniforms are fun, and I think this is a very common kink because it's everywhere. Everybody has a unit. Like, most people don't even bat an eye because of they want the police officer stripper, or they want the nurse. The nurse coming in to check your temperature, or that
or
whole
the doctor
thing.
to play doctor.
The doctor, the doctor's another. It's all, the doctor's a big one. The big white lab coat.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing: is people also don't even realize it's a fetish.
No,
they will have this, and they've never even heard the word fetish, and they'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, they were like, "It's just something
God.
I'm into. I don't do fetishes." Oh,
right.
But you do.
It's like oral. It's very similar to like oral or anal. It's like you don't think of it as a kink or a fetish because it has become very mainstream. And it's only when you specifically like me, where it's very specific and it's very, not mainstream. Because though military is sort of mainstream, it's not. I'm very specific about it, and that's where that's where it becomes that. Oh, you're into that? And it's like, yeah.
Summer dress, formal navy whites.
Yeah, dress whites.
And fuck Baywatch. I mean, what?
Fucking during Baywatch?
We could fuck during Baywatch. It's cool. All right, guys. Let's find out what we're discussing next week. And we won't be skipping another week. I promise.
I'm sorry. It was my fault. It was my fault. It was my computer's fault.
The computer's fault. You prude ass computer.
I know.
It censored you.
Shh.
I think
You're going to upset it.
All right, here we go. Spinning that wheel.
the second time.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not actually spinning the wheel because we already span it. Is
Right
it
now,
spun?
looks like you're just going to be. Looks like you're just
Spun.
getting into a
It's
boogie
Spun.
woogie.
We've already spun it, so we know what we're talking about next week. But we were trying to give the illusion. But I mean, a lot of
It's
audience
boogie
will find
woogie
that,
time. Yeah.
A lot of audience will find that shocking that we did not just spin it again.
I am so glad that you were able to keep the puns up even after all this time.
Absolutely.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
But next week's episode is going to be electrifyingly awesome. We are going to be talking about feet. No, that's not right. Electric play.
No, just because I said boogie woogie, you said feet. What?
Yeah, we're going to be...
Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy? What?
No, because it's electric. Boogie woogie woogie.
Oh,
We're going to slide on down to
See,
Electric
there you
Avenue.
go. You're welcome. You're welcome. He leaves you with a sour taste in your ears, and I leave you with a tune in your forehead. Yeah.
So, join us next week where we slide on
I
down to
love you
Electric
too.
Avenue and we find the shocking results of electrical play.
Yay!
So bring your tasers. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm your host, John Andera, and with me, as always, the biggest supporter of any naval event, Miss Rebecca.
Good evening.
With her powerful navel.
And our newest
my deep navel.
yes,
She's deep into naval. Mm-hmm.
I can't.
and the man who just recruited, what was it? Enlisted
no.
into the naval services, Mr. Shep.
Damn right. I mean, till next time.
In the Navy. All right, good night, y'all.
Night.